Hello there, it's Josephine and I'm back from my craft room with my latest creation. This time I have a embroidery themed journal. The main kit that I've used here is from TaylorMadeJournals and it's her embroidery samples from the 1800s. She collects some amazing vintage documents. I think she's probably got a whole room full of them now. But she very kindly shares them with us, scans them all, and we're here to use them. There's various kits of hers in here which I'll highlight once I come across them. But it's a small one I've done this time, but it's still fairly full. And the closure I actually made last. It was actually inspired by a video that I watched from Marlies of Marlies Design, and she created a masculine journal which had a band like this on with a safety clip, which you create. I think it was a masculine journal that she made, promoting Tim Holt's goodies from his ideology collection. So I've actually made one of my own version for this book because I felt it kept it together nicely. On the spine there's just a few little fabric elements there and a little bulb pin with some tiny little beads on there. But yeah, that's little scrap, crochet scrap there I've got in the middle. It's basically burlap with some printed canvas fabric, I suppose, linen fabric, and some other linen fabric on top with a decorative stitch on. There's just little elements of sari silk there just to cover some dodgy stitching that I created on the end there, and there's just a large safety pin there. I won't undo it, I'll just slip it off for this occasion. It just can slide off like that, but it's also got a large safety pin in there. It's like a kilt pin. So you can actually undo it if you prefer. So that's it for the closure. On the front I've just done a little collage of various things. This print here is from another kit from TaylorMadeJournals, and it's from the Vintage Sewing Ephemera set 2, I think. That's a little element I had in my scrap. I think it's from My Porch Prints, but I can't be 100% there. There's also a bit of snippets from elements that I've you know, scraps that I've got to hand, and I made a little collage there. There's a little needle charm there and a safety pin, and I've done some little French knots on there and put some embroidery thread through some zigzag stitching there. And that's the cover. There's just lace on the spine. That's it from the back, and we'll go in. It's got I think it's 5 signatures, which is my usual these days, it seems. So going inside, these are all the samples from the Embroidery Samples kit from the 1800s. A real vintage feel there. I've just done a policy style envelope closure for that, and that just flips out. There's a little cluster of fabrics there that just flips out, and in there we have a journaling card with a sample of the embroidery there, a lace pocket, and just a felt envelope that I've created there with some more of the embroidery designs. And this one flips down. That's another element from the kit. There's a little tag I've created from the kit. It's just a little, you see it there, Need a bigger camera. I've just done some stamping there as well. I think it's Tin Holt's stamp. Can't remember the actual name of it. There's a sample of some embroidery, some sample from a scrap that I had. So that just folds back up and just closes like that. I've also used pages from a vintage book on needlecraft in general, and I've used a lot of the page. Well, I've used most of the book page. Well, all the book pages in this book are from that book. It's called The Big Book of Needlecraft. I think I've got it to hand here actually. Yeah, that's the book there. So it's quite an old book. There is no copyright date, but it seems like it's been around for a while. There's some lots of fun pages in there, but it was put to good use in this book. So I've just put a label there for so you can title the journal. There's a little fabric cluster there and a little safety pin there with some beads on. There's a little lace topper there for the page. The page was actually folded over and made into a pocket, and I just added some fabric on top of that pocket to strengthen it. There's a little doily scrap there. There's another card that I've created from the kit. It's all coffee dyed at the back, all of them. There's another sample from the kit and some stamping. And some more samples. There's a little, that lace kit is one of Lorna's TaylorMadeJournals as well. And I've just added some stitching to that and some tea-dyed paper on the back of that as well. So there's a bit of interest on the side of the page there. There's some more stamping, some faux vintage tape. Another sample from the kit. This page is from the Antique Blue French Documents, which again is from TaylorMadeJournals. And I've just done a fabric sort of element there with some decorative stitching on that you can see. There's some stamping at the bottom. And coffee dyed on the back with some more stamping. Another element from the kit. This page folds out. There's another element from the kit and some scraps there with decorative stitching on. Tea-dyed paper, another element from the kit. Another fabric sample with decorative stitching on. Just a fabric collage at the bottom of the blue page there, with another element from the kit. I mean, they're just lovely vintage embroidery. They're just lovely. And some stamping at the bottom there on some coffee dyed paper. Another element from the kit. And there too. Tea dyed paper. So there's lots of journaling space in here. Even though I've sort of gone to town with the decoration, I've also added some cards as well to replace the paper that I've used up and covered. There's just a collection of bits there that I've used to cover the book page there. And there's a tag that I've created from the kit. There's some coffee dye at the back. And some lace at the top there again. Another element from the kit with some lace at the side there. There's another pocket I've a piece that I've used from the kit to strengthen the pocket there. Another little cluster there of fabric and paper. I think the little label that I've used there is from Love Junk Journals, Tracy Fox, one of her label kits. There's plenty. I can never remember which ones they're from. There's another card I've created from the kit. There's some coffee dye on the back. There's a fussy cut there of some embroidery from the kit, which I've just added to give that page some interest. And some more there. And some small stamping. There's another page from the antique blue French documents. There's some decorative stitching at the side there. Another element from the kit. And there's coffee dye at the back. That one's tea dye. Another element from the kit. And that continues. As you can see, it's quite a grungy book, but because of the age of the embroidery samples, I wanted to sort of give the journal the age to go with it, really. So there's like faux tape there that I've added to pages just to give it that vintage feel. And the coffee and tea dye sort of gives it that worn look as well. They're fabulous bits of embroidery. I think I'd love to have seen the actual book. And some more. It's a burlap with some linen on top. Some decorative stitching. And some more from the antique blue French documents. There's some stamping on. And a little fabric element there with a tiny scrap from the kit. Some more elements there. That's a tag I've put on there, which is actually a flip out with some paper scrap. I believe that's from TaylorMadeJournals as well. It's from her fabrics, some antique fabric sample book. It's 1842, I think it is, which you know, is another kit that I'll be using very shortly. There's another page from the big book of needlecraft with some samples of stitches there. There's some sort of just stitching there. Obviously my stitching is from a sewing machine. There's another card that I've created from the kit. Another fabric to cover that pocket there, which gives it some strength, and some doily at the side there. Another page from the big book of needlecraft with some other fabric with some decorative stitching on there again. Another element from the kit, strengthening that pocket, and a card I've created with some stamping on. And again, coffee dye at the back. And some more laces, obviously at the top there. Another scrap from the kit. And some stamping. And again there. And some more of the antique blue, which I've added some staining onto there. And some decorative stitching on some paper there, which you can probably see better there. And some stamping. Some more stamping and elements there. So you can see it's quite a grungy journal. These flip out like that, so you could create pockets from them or just hidden journaling space. And there's just some scrap embroidered elements from fabrics that I had in my stash. In the middle there is a pair of scissors on charm. That's another element from the kit there, just a little bit of trim. There's some more stitching. Another element from the kit. And some fabric with some decorative stitching there. Again, that's the antique blue documents set with a little bit of fabric on the end there and some stamping. And it just continues. That's a bit of linen fabric there that's been embroidered, not by me, but it came from a very old vintage tray cloth, I suppose you'd call it. And I've just added some stamping there. But yeah, the tray cloth was falling to bits, so I've kept it in my stash to use. There's another card I've created from the kit. That wonderful embroidery. Another page from the big book of needlecraft. That's a embroidery there that I fussy cut onto that page. There's just a very sheer fabric there with some embroidery on. There's a little element from the kit there and a rusty safety pin. And I've created another one of those faux envelopes. Extra journaling space. There's some gorgeous embroidery on there. There's another pocket I've strengthened with some elements from the kit, plus some linen fabric there and a piece of scrap lace that I've added to it as well. There's another card I've created from the kit with some stamping. Another element in the middle there. And just some paper scraps there with some stitching on. And again there with some stamping. That's another page, oh, another set of Lorna's. It's the lace set that she did. I can see I've got quite a few of her kits. There's more decorative stitching on there. And that lace page was just folded over. And I've just lengthened it a little bit with that paper scraps with the sewing on. And there's a little bit of sparkly embroidery there. Little piece of scrap that I had. And that's from the kit. And just coffee dyed parchment. That's printed on parchment paper, that one. This is another kit from Lorna. This is her avocado dyed lace designed papers there. There's another element from the kit, some stamping. And some more there with a little trim. And some more. There's another fabric scrap that I had. Little sparkly embroidered number. That page flips out again. And some more elements. And there's the other side of the avocado dye there. A coffee dyed parchment. Let's get that away. Little fabric scrap there. And decorative stitching again. On the other side of the lace paper. Another page from the needlecraft book. With again some of that lovely fabric that I've got. There's just a little fabric cluster at the end there with a little bow on and a little rusty safety pin. And some lace at the top there. Another card that I've created from the kit. Some stamping. Embroidery Samples from the book. And the lace on the top again. And some more from the book. Some more of that embroidered tray cloth there with some stamping on. There's a little bit of sari silk at the bottom, and that trim is from a sample from the kit. Another card I've created from the kit. And some more from the pages. Some more elements. Little trim there from the kit. There's the antique blue French documents there again. Little fabric snippet at the side there with some stitching on again and some stamping. Another element from a kit there on some lilac linen there. And more from the kit. There's a little flap again there. There's some of the lilac linen again with some scrap lace. And another little snippet there I've made from the kit with some stamping across and extended with some paper scrap on the edge of there. There's some sewing on again. That just extends that page a wee bit. There's more fabric and some decorative stitching on again. Some lace at the top there of the page again. And some more scrap lace with a very sparkly embroidered flower there on the end. And a little bit of trim from one of the elements of the kit. Another faux envelope. Some stamping. And some more embroidery samples from the kit. It's just backed with a craft coloured tissue paper. And the last page has a pocket that I created from an element from the kit, along with a tag of the lady who I imagine would have done all this embroidery. And just some paper scraps behind her. And all the cards are sewn around. That's just for security, really. There we are. And there's just my signature on the end there. And that's the book. So another one enjoyed. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. I hope you're inspired in some way. But yeah, do check out Marlie Design on YouTube. I'll try and remember to link her below. Very inspiring. She's definitely got my creative juices flowing. It's just something different to look at, you know. So yeah. And that was an element that was inspired by her. Okay. So thanks to Lorna again as well for all these lovely kits that she produces for us to use in our journals. I'll link all the kits that I've used down below. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Probably won't be long before my next video. I know it's been quite a lengthy space between the last one and this one. I sort of lost my mojo for a bit, but hopefully it's back again now. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and to all the new subscribers again, thank you for subscribing, and I hope you continue to enjoy the channel. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.